Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bulldog Rocketry live stream. We are so excited to have you with us today. And not only are we going to have a motor test on Saturday, but we're also raising money to support this year's rocket build.
That's right. Every donation helps us buy materials, test components, and make sure our 14-foot rocket reaches its 30,000-foot goal. So thank you for being here.
This team is a completely student-led and nonprofit, so your support truly helps make our launches possible. Let's get started.
All right, let's kick things off with our first group of members. As they introduce themselves, remember, if you'd like to support their work, the donation link is in our bio and on the screen.
Donations of any size help us get closer to our goal. Group 1, welcome in.
With more than 100 students participating in the club, the Bulldog Rocketry team is bigger and better than ever with a bright future on the horizon.
This way again.
Like, I just need, like, anything.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Ready?
Good. 5.
UMD takes part in a national college rocket competition every June in New Mexico.
In the world of rocket motor tests, this was a good test.
The Bulldog Rocketry team is always pushing themselves to the limit.
We are trying to prepare ourselves to do a launch that goes to 100,000 feet. And that 100,000-foot shot is actually a test in itself so that we can eventually, hopefully in 6 or 7 years, be able to shoot to the edge of space.
Hi, my name is Claire, and I am the Chief Operations Officer here.
I'm Tommy. I'm part of the structures and the motor team.
I am Riker. I am the aerodynamics lead.
I'm John, and I lead the Triple E's Level 1 certifications.
I'm Bruce. I run the structures.
So we are Bulldog Rocketry. First group, we're going to have a couple groups here today. I think it's 4 in total. But we're just going to go over really why we make rockets, what the one behind us is made of. That's our rocket from last year. And what we put in it, things like that. So I think first, started off with Bruce going over the just general structure of the rocket.
Oh, yeah. So the rocket is made mostly out of aluminum and carbon fiber. Oh, and fiberglass too for the nose cone. We build it out of those structures because it tends to be stronger than most other things and lighter. So, yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned fiberglass. The rocket it's carbon fiber and fiberglass for the body tubes. What's the difference between those for our application?
Well, so we build our electronics bay out of fiberglass because we can transmit radio signals through it, unlike carbon fiber.
Gotcha.
And we do the same thing for the nose cone as well, because we also have some electronics up there that need to be transmitted out. So
yeah. Fortunately, the nose cone is out of shot at the moment, but it looks great. You'll just have to take our word for it.
So what considerations go into the tubes, and how do you make them?
Well, so we make the tubes through a layup process, a wet layup process. So we take carbon fibers or fiberglass, and we saturate it fully with epoxy around a tube called a mandrel. We prep the tube with mold release, and we sand it to get a really smooth finish, so it should release properly.
Is there any kind of math you have to do to determine how thick it is, or is it just a bunch of people in wrapping stuff with carbon fiber?
So you do get into the weeds with that sort of So we do have a recovered rocket, so less math was done to make these tubes, or make this year's tubes, uh, at least from my perspective. There will be math later justifying why we did that and stuff, so.
Yeah. And then this year we're working on making our own nose cone this year, because the one that's up there is one that we purchased just because of time constraints from last year, but you're working on making our own.
This year we've had a machine for a while called the X Winder. It's a filament winding machine, whereas instead of using sheets of a composite, you use a single strand and a very long spool, a very large spool of that composite. And then there's a mandrel that is rotating, and as it rotates, it pulls the filaments of the composites onto the mandrel, and then it goes back and forth, and as it builds up layers, you eventually have a completed product. Now, this filament winding machine is traditionally only used for tubes, so there's been a lot of work that's been going into developing how to do a nose cone, specifically the von Karman nose cone that is shape or the parameter of our nose cone.
Yeah, and how's that been coming so far?
Yeah. Oh, that's a question and a half. It's an enjoyable process. However, it has been very difficult and a lot of trial and error, but I think I'm just about to the point where I can maybe do a test wind. There's been a lot of math involved, a lot of Calc 3. Calc 3, yeah.
Don't remind me, man. Come on.
But I think I might have cracked it. I don't know for sure yet. I have to finish up doing the math. As soon as it's done, I'm hoping I can be done with it, because I like to get that nose cone built. I'd like to finally be done with this. But, yeah.
Now, you mentioned a von Karman nose cone. Is that the only nose cone we use, or are there different kinds?
So there's a bunch of different nose cone parameters and shapes that you can use. We use von Karman, which is a subset of the Hack series nose cones. There's also ogive. There's there's power series, 3/4 power series,
Conical.
half power series, conical. For our velocity range, we're in the transonic region, our rocket, which is 0.8 to 1.2 Mach. And for that range, because that's where our rocket sits mostly throughout its flight, the von Karman nose cone is best for that velocity profile.
Yeah, it's a whole host of optimization stuff that I don't understand.
A lot of optimization.
Yeah.
Yeah. Claire, you mentioned that you're the chief operations officer. Is that your title, technically? What does that entail?
It's a lot of emailing people. It's a lot of spreadsheets. It's planning fun events, such as the Halloween event we did. We painted pumpkins. That was super fun. We're doing a Christmas party, company Christmas party. It's gonna be a hoot.
Yeah, and all of the leads that you see now and you'll see later all have their own meetings over the course of the week. Structure and aerodynamics are on Fridays. Operations is Wednesday. Yes. I don't go to enough of them, clearly.
Wednesdays at 7, right after marketing.
Yep. Yeah, those meetings are a treat.
Yes.
A lot goes on there.
You don't need to attend all of them, but clearly a number of our members go to multiple, as you probably find. Obviously, as a team, we don't do much unless we go to a competition. So the competition we go to typically happens in the desert of the United States, or like the Southwest bit there.
Texas.
Texas is what we'll be going to this summer. Last summer we also went to Texas, but in past years it's shifted as the competition expands. There's Yes.
We call it IREC because it's faster. But we went to IREC last year with this rocket and also all the previous years. But this is obviously our rocket from last year. We are well on our way to developing our rocket for this year. The name of the rocket this year is going to be Aurora. So the marketing team is having a field day currently with designing the rocket wrap, which you'll see on there is that lovely green to different green gradient, because obviously carbon fiber is usually black, but that doesn't look as good on camera.
No.
It also doesn't show up well when you're trying to follow it in the sky.
Yeah.
All black does show up. It's also
So,
Yeah.
as the name of IREC implies, it's the international competition. I'm unaware of exactly how many teams show up, but we typically get teams from all major continents. I remember talking to a team from Germany last year, and it's a great event that allows for 6 continents, or I don't know.
Well, the seventh one would be Antarctica.
it would
so,
be.
No,
Yeah, we
yeah.
don't get
so
teams from
6
there.
continents.
Exactly.
The penguins don't fly,
No, they don't.
unfortunately.
So, for me specifically, though, it's a great experience to go and talk to not just other engineers, but other engineering students from literally all around the world that share the same interests and find literally a gazillion different ways to do relatively the same thing. So I've been to competition twice. So I've been able to see both the rocket behind us and another rocket that we don't have on camera right now, but both fly and hit above, I think 25 to 30,000 feet.
Yeah.
So it's been a treat to go. I would go to it every summer if I could, but sadly life doesn't allow me to do that.
Yeah, IREC also has some competitions. We do the SRAD 30K specifically, so that means that SRAD stands for Student Research and Designed, and we're actually expanding that to and manufactured this year because the goal is to have the entire rocket be designed by us.
Designed and built. By
Designed
us.
and built by us.
Every
Thank
portion.
you.
Yeah.
Exactly. The nose cone we unfortunately had to buy just because of time constraints, but that happens. Claire, I had a question for you, which was obviously IREC is very fun, but how does the acceptance process work?
Yeah, so we fill out a, I believe, like 20-page form. It's very long. Everyone's got to put their part into it. We send it over to them, and recently we've been accepted. We are team number 406, and we are going to be in the SRAD category, 30K SRAD.
Actually, correction, we're team 405. 406 was, I think, last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got in earlier. I don't know what that means. I'm going to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
30K SRAD.
30K SRAD. So, I know what this is, but do other members want to talk about what the differentiating factors between the classes are?
Like for motor or
Well, yeah, we brought up SRAD, but I know COTS is another factor and
okay.
altitude is another factor. So,
okay, yes. Well, so COTS means commercial off the shelf, meaning that the teams basically they buy their motor instead of pouring their own motor. We pour our own motor. In fact, we as been mentioned, we have a motor test on
Saturday.
Saturday.
It's
Yeah,
Saturday.
The 22nd.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
22nd at 1 p.m. There's
It'll be out at the farm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the address off the top of my head. I would write it off.
Either.
But Gene Duluth Road, I think.
Something like that. Yeah. Wow. Congratulations. But yeah, so we're student research and design, so we pour our own motor, do our motor test. And then for the categories for altitudes, there are 3. There's 10K COTS, then 10K SRAD. There's 30K COTS and 30K SRAD. And then there is 45K, which is 2-stage. Our motor is single stage, which means we only have one motor. 2-stage, of course, would mean there'd be 2 motors. And
that's what's used a lot for like space rockets, right?
Yeah.
So, if you've ever watched the space shuttle or like Starship launch, they use 2-stage motors.
not
but
all
that's
the time, though. Actually,
aside.
with their I'll nerd out a little bit.
We've got
but
time.
A lot of their like their Artemis missions, they use just gigantic solid boosters, and it was completely solid fuel for like 90% of the way up out into space, and the rest of it was liquid.
Oh, okay.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
The motor test that we'll be doing, ours is solid fuel. We don't do liquids because it's hard. We'll do it
Very hard.
eventually, but solid fuel is what we
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
That test is, we got the address. It's 4907 Gene Duluth Road at 1 p.m. on Saturday, November 22nd. So if you want to come watch a rocket fire from really far away, because safety, come on down. It'll be fun.
I'd also like to mention if you can't physically make it to Duluth, we will be live streaming the motor test, so there's no concern to spend the weekend up here.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Bruce.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you wanted to talk about improvements that we're making to the rocketry or to the rocket this year.
Well, so we're going to try to shorten it. We're going to try to shorten the rocket. That has been a huge effort on Ben's part with the parachutes. So we're looking to go to a different shock cord this year, or shroud
Right.
lines. One of the two.
It's Dynamo, I think.
Yeah. So it's this shock cord called Dyneema. It kind of looks like fishing line, like 400-pound fishing line. You can catch like a shark.
It is
on
weird.
It's so weird. But it should shorten our tubes by like, I don't know, maybe 18 inches,
Which
maybe
would
2
be-
feet.
That would be fantastic.
That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
That would be great.
I mean,
Why do we want to shorten our rocket?
Well, I think that's more of a Riker question.
So there's a ratio for the optimal rocket. It is between 10-1 and 20-1. That is length to diameter ratio. And we are currently sitting at 27-1, which is a bit over. And what that does is it decreases the stability exponentially. And we want more stability because we want our rocket to fly straight. We want it to look nice. And so by shortening the length of our rocket, we will be able to increase our stability and make it easier to stabilize. So there's no self-correcting moments anywhere.
yeah. We like our rockets to fly straight and not make weird curvy shapes.
That would be ideal.
Straight means higher, and we like rockets that go high.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So, I think we should go across the table, looking at our teleprompter off screen, which is a whiteboard. Let's go across the table and just talk about our favorite parts of being on the rocketry team.
Yeah.
I think we start with Bruce.
So I think there's a lot of really cool things you can do on this team. My favorite was the level 1 programs. We got to build and launch rockets that are about 3 inches in diameter and about 3 feet tall. So yeah, that's my favorite part.
That's part of the Tripoli Association. I guess John can talk
I
about
can talk to that later.
He's in
but,
charge.
To continue on with the question, though, my favorite part on the team, I would say, is just watching my peers be able to not only find what they love about the material science or the 20 different subsets of engineering we could go into, but it's also just watching a rocket get built and subsequently get launched. Of course, could go off about Tripoli and building our model rockets, but I honestly just enjoy seeing the process happen and also going into smaller areas and deepening my knowledge of engineering, as well as we get up the unit that we launch.
It's great.
It's awesome.
I don't know, there's so many things I love about this team. It's hard to pick just one, but I think the major one would be just like the engineering challenges and opportunities this provides. And then the other part would just be the team in general. I love this team. It's fantastic. We're all just a bunch of goofy people, and it's fun to work with them.
Yeah. I'm new this year, so I'm still exploring all of the various facets of this team, which there are so many. Oh my god. I come from a robotics team that was about a dozen people, and that's the size of like the structures committee that Bruce is in charge of. So, big step up. But so far I've really been enjoying the technical challenge, like you said, specifically of the motor. Our motor it's called an APCP propellant. That's redundant. It stands for aluminum. It stands for aluminum perchlorate composite propellant. Basically, you put a bunch of chemicals into some weird concrete, and then it cures, and then you can burn it real good. Yeah. I'm simplifying. Will's not here. He's the motor lead.
Yes.
So that's the best you're going to get. But yeah, the technical challenge of figuring out how to cast those well and how to prevent, things from curing weird or things like that is just fascinating to me.
All right. Well, my favorite part about being on the team is going to competition, going out to the middle of the desert, getting sleep deprived, watching our rocket launch, having a successful recovery. It's great.
Yeah, it is pretty great. The drive down is so much fun.
What is it, 20 hours?
Yeah. Yeah, well, because New Mexico was 28.
roughly.
Yeah, and then Texas was shorter. I don't remember.
bit,
It
yeah.
was a little bit shorter.
So again, this has to do with the fact that it happens out in the desert, and sadly, Duluth is not a desert.
No.
We get too much snow to be a desert.
Deserts get snow
But
sometimes.
exactly, and because of the fact that we have our rocket motor is what keeps us from flying. Most airlines typically don't.
Keep us from flying on a plane. It makes the rocket fly.
Yes.
But the FAA doesn't like it.
No. The FAA not. That's before we get into like specific airlines too, because
true.
we don't. Trying to convince an airline to put a relatively explosive object onto their plane is a task and a half.
40 pounds of propellant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please and thank you. No.
That's before we,
Can you imagine? Sponsorship?
that's before we make it too. So we just rent a few cars and drive across the country. But we enjoy it. The stories I could tell from being stuck in a car with 4 or 5 other people are healthy, and that could take its own live stream. So it's fun. If you have the people you enjoy, it'll be fun. We've had people get ridiculous songs get stuck in their head.
Oh no.
And I think our faculty advisor was dreaming about whoppers.
He was, yeah.
So
Yeah.
Anyway.
That was an interesting story.
that
I've heard
was
one.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. It makes sense if you know the people in the car, but I don't think you know the people in the car. Anyways.
Yeah. Well, since we're about 20 minutes into our 45-minute time slot, I'm going to rant about the motor test for a little bit, because I'm helping out a lot with it, and oh my god. So, like I said, motor test is on the 22nd. Please come. It would be a lot of fun to have a lot of folks there. We're going to be out there at 9 a.m., 8 a.m.?
I think we're leaving campus at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh god. We're leaving campus at 8 a.m. We're going to get down to the test site and set things up. We've done 2 motor pours so far this year. First of which, we're getting into that. Sorry, Will. We're going to expose our shortcomings. I was going to say failures, but shortcomings. Basically, we did a pour a couple weeks ago that did not go terribly well. We poured 4 grains, which are sections of the motor that we assembled together. And 3 of them we were not confident in being able to fly. One of them is sectioned in a specific way and had a crack running through one of those sections, which, if we were to fire it, probably would have resulted in that section coming loose. And, I don't think I need to tell you what happens when high pressure doesn't have a place to escape. So we elected to repour the motors. We did that last week. And then they were checked, I think Tuesday is when motors were checked
makes
on.
sense.
They look good, thankfully.
Don't want to do another one.
We can't do another one. We're out of chemicals. That is one of the things that you are directly supporting by
Yes.
contributing to our fundraiser is the materials that we need to build this rocket. Because it's not just the structure, it's not just the carbon fiber and the epoxy, it's also the chemicals for the motor, the housing for the motor, because that's a massive piece of aluminum, and apparently those aren't cheap.
It's about 1/4 of an inch thick and 4 to 5 feet tall.
Yeah.
And as Tommy was mentioning,
Oh, God.
the reason why we're so picky about our motor is not only, as he said, things can get haywire. At competition, I saw a rocket explode. It was not ours. A rocket literally exploded because the team either didn't mix their rocket motor properly or didn't design their tubing and their associated hardware properly.
It was the motor. It was the motor and the forward closure.
The motor and the forward closure.
There's too much pressure built up in it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we don't know enough about that rocket to get into it fully. I don't think there's much data you could get because your rocket exploded. But basically what that comes down to is how well your rocket fuel is mixed. Because we're dealing with solids, and it's really hard to know unless you have very fancy X-rays or MRI machinery how well it's mixed. But in this case, we were able to visually look at it and see that not everything was mixed thoroughly enough, and we care about our motor too much to let it explode.
We care about our motor tube too
Yeah, we
much.
do.
Yes.
That would be an
We've
expensive.
that has spent a lot of time underneath various dividing heads and lathes and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Having to redo that would be
Oh, God.
unfortunate.
Oh,
For a
God.
tube, it's a lot goes into it.
Because not just the tube, it's the forward closure and the rear retainer. As well.
No,
Yep.
because yeah,
Oh, God. I don't even want to think about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into making sure something with as much explosive power as that motor has. There's a lot that goes into clogging one end and making a very carefully engineered hole at the other end.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into that. And full credit to Will, our motor lead, and our subsequent engineering groups that make that work. We've made it work in the past, but there have also been times where we've had nozzles crack and fly out. So,
Yeah. Actually, you were involved in the machining of that new nozzle, weren't you?
Yes, I
We're
was.
trying something new this
Yeah, we
year.
are.
So.
Yeah, so we decided that we're going to manufacture our motor entirely by ourselves this year. So I had a hand in building the forward closure. I got to cut the O-ring glands and some general like chunking procedures.
Okay.
So that was really cool. A big thank you to Dr. Fine to
Yes.
allowing us
Yes.
to use the machine shop.
Dr. Fine is our mechanical engineering department head.
yes.
So that was really good. I guess a general overview of the motor since I got to get some hands on it. The case is 1 inch longer this year. That was due to some performance issues last year. We had a nozzle redesign. We decided to incorporate a phenolic component in there that would reduce the amount of graphite we would use. So we only have a small converging section of graphite, and everything else is phenolic in there. We had some cracking issues last year, and that's kind of why we made that design decision. So
Yeah. And for those of you who are not rocket scientists, which most of you aren't, phenolic is it's another composite material. It's much more brittle, but it's very temperature resistant. It's basically cardboard inside of a resin, from what I understand of it. It's
Pretty much.
yeah, it's basically cardboard inside of resin. And so what that means is that when it burns, it produces like this carbon layer on top of it that's very resistant to further burning. Previously, our nozzle was the aluminum housing and then just a giant chunk of graphite,
Oh my gosh.
which works quite well because graphite is very good at resisting temperature, but it's very, very brittle. Under the loads of the motor, it's not uncommon to see nozzles that big crack, which happened last year.
So graphite is a very similar to material to that of like pencil lead, and
It
I'm
is
sure
pencil lead.
pretty much.
It's
yeah.
just carbon.
So if you're at all familiar with pencil lead, you know that it's very brittle, especially if you're a heavy writer like me. Yes. So I'm aware of we had a question come in, and someone asked, for those who have been to our competition, what's our favorite memory? And for me, it's as much effort as it is get out to the launch site. For me, is I would happily spend all day watching high-powered rockets go off, and thankfully that's the only time I'm really able to do that. Aside from our Tripoli launch days, which I've still yet to get into, but for me, seeing rockets go so high and so fast out of sight is just something else. This is a group question, so I extend it to all y'all.
I think my favorite memory would be last year's rocket successfully launching and recovering. You can go back and watch the live streams, but the reactions on our faces were some of the best in the world.
We collectively lost our cool and started hugging each other.
Some of them were crying. There was some tears shed. I don't know who that could be, but yeah, it was. I don't know. It was a great time. It was fantastic.
Oh yes, me and the Jeep. Okay, so one of my favorite memories is at the motor test last year. Before the motor test, we needed to compress the grass around a certain area. So I think there was a post this year. It was the leadership posts. And what I said in that post for my favorite memory was vehicle-based vegetation compression for vantage point improvement. So that was definitely one of my favorites. I got to do donuts in a Jeep.
In the middle of a field.
Yep. So that was really fun.
And Claire, you have a memory or two,
I
right?
think my favorite memory would be again competition last year, hearing that our rockets successfully the parachutes deployed, and everyone was crying, laughing, hugging each other. You can see it in the pictures. Like it was a moment.
I mean, we don't do this. We don't do this much, but happy chaos was probably the right term for it. Yeah, it's the stuff that only really happens when you have something you've worked on for months successfully work. And that compounded by a handful of difficulties we've encountered in the past, to the point where rockets don't always have their parachutes deploy. So
Flashback to 2 years ago.
yeah, we've had a number of rockets over the last our history as a club. Sadly, not come back in the shape that our rocket on set has come back in.
They do come back. It's just
They do come back.
It's just in pieces.
Yeah.
We use more trash bags to bring that back than we like to have used. So part of that happy chaos was in response to knowing that we're bringing our rocket back home.
Yeah.
And
so we're taking what we learned from this rocket,
yes,
from that one, and we're contributing it to our current rocket.
We're improving.
Yeah.
And we're improving as well.
And that success comes in no. Well, yes, we build it, but we have mentors and faculty advisors that help us tremendously. We mentioned previously our Robert Fyan or Dr. Fyan. Shout out.
Is he here today?
Everyone knows who he is now. He's one of the faculty. I think he's the department head of one of the mechanical and engineering department here. And yeah, I'm just shouting him out now. He's probably gonna find me after this and have a word. But he happily lends his time and helps us machine our motor with Bruce here. Everyone's laughing. I don't know why. Anyway,
On the live preview, they just covered up Bruce with it's a Bible of Bruce. Oh, it's gone, man.
Yeah, it's gone.
Come on.
oh,
That was really funny.
Yeah.
Cover up
anyway.
the side of the screen.
So yeah, but we've had our department head help us out tremendously. We have Jose, our faculty advisor that worked with us directly, has spent more hours than I've probably been alive working with us as a club on rockets. We've had machinists help out. We've had our flyer of record, David Fligger. We love you, David. He has helped us out tremendously too. He was probably half the reason why we brought our rocket back. Oh, yes.
Also, David's dad is a machinist. His name is Lynn. He helped us out a bunch with machining the forward closure and the body tube as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've had a number of people, both in the design and the manufacture of our rocket, and we wouldn't be where we are without them. So.
Yeah. So I think this would be a fun time to go over the fins.
Oh, please.
So there's this fun thing called fin flutter.
Josh.
Fin flutter analysis. Oh, that's great. So when it comes down to fins, our rocket has 4 fins. In the past, we have done 3. Our fins are mounted on the motor tube on the lower end.
Is that in shot?
People
No.
might not
Okay.
be in the shot.
No,
Nope,
it's not.
it's not in the shot. Anyways, there's this thing called fin flutter. Now, fin flutter is basically when you're going extremely fast, as the wind rushes past the fins, it creates harmonic frequencies. These frequencies can cause the fin to flutter. Basically, it wobbles, and then sometimes, in extreme cases, extreme cases, the fins will completely shear off the rocket. Now that is suboptimal. You really don't want that to happen. Otherwise, your rocket
It
bad
doesn't go
things
straight.
happen. It does not go straight,
Nope.
and
Um,
in fact, it would
I've-
probably go down after that.
Yeah, I think we saw a rocket last year go completely sideways because a fin ripped itself off the rocket.
Yeah.
So thankfully that didn't happen to us last year,
No.
but we've seen cases where bad things have happened
Yeah.
because that fins ripped themselves off.
To counteract that, basically, we just have to make our fins not only thicker, but for however long we make our fins, not long, but height-wise, I guess you could say, they have to be thicker.
Yeah.
Either that, or you increase the, I think it's the shear modulus of the material you use. With our fins are made of carbon fiber. But this year, it'll be a little bit different because with this year, we're doing a core material in our fins because most of the structural integrity of the fins comes from the outer skin. So if we do a core material, we'll save not only weight, but it will still have the same structural properties that we need. So,
Yeah. Now I'm aware of another question that we're getting from our comment section. And that is, what lessons are we hoping sticks with us or each member? I guess if we're
What
talking.
lessons are you hoping sticks with each member? It's not that hard.
No, it's just I'm a member. So I'm a member, Thomas. This
Full name. Good idea.
sticks with both me and us. And for me, it's the lessons I learn outside of a classroom in rocketry specifically is invaluable and I think says almost more than what I've learned and what I've been able to experience inside the classroom. And I'm not sure I would be able to put a price tag on that or really be able to fully articulate it in one sentence looking at a camera. So I'm not sure I'm not sure that's what everyone else here would say, and I'm sure you would get different questions from the people sitting behind the camera too. So
That are laughing at us currently.
Yeah.
they would never.
Let's go down the line then. So I don't know. I think rocketry is really a lifelong hobby, and I hope to take some. Well, I hope to continue building rockets after my time here. So, yeah.
Well, what was the question?
what members have stuck with what not what
Lessons.
members what lessons have
Oh,
stuck
yeah.
with
What
you
lessons are you
and
hoping-
will
yeah.
stick with
So-
everyone else.
When it comes to college, book smarts will only get you so far. So like let's say you have 4 years of, book smarts behind your belt. But having actual practical experience like building a rocket, that it does so much more than book smarts can ever get you. So that's my opinion anyways.
It's fair. Yeah, the institutional knowledge is definitely something that I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to obtaining, that I've already obtained some already. The other thing that I think is really going to stick with me is just the teamwork aspect of it, the collaboration that happens with this many people working together to build something that's that big. That's, I think, something really special, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Right. What I really like about rocketry is the leadership opportunities. So learning how to be a leader, how to delegate tasks to other people, how to lead a project. There's a lot of stuff like that you wouldn't necessarily get in your classrooms.
Yeah, and now that I'm thinking about it, I can act. So right now I'm taking a class that concerns how to look into a material without actually like breaking it, and I've been able to speak to I've encountered an experience where through rocketry I've been able to kind of get exposed to it. So our sister team down in the Twin Cities has a mentor that has connections to a dentist who x-rays their rocket motor for reasons we've already kind of covered. Because we care about how our rocket motor is mixed, and again, we don't want it to explode. So their dentist actually x-rays their motor so they can inspect how well it's been mixed. And the fact that I've been able to be exposed to that subject before I learned it in a classroom should say to me anyway, about just the stuff I've been exposed to, and the stuff it exposes to such a wide range of people before we can actually words are hard.
Take your time.
Formally learn about it is off the. I'm not sure I can express it properly. Anyway,
Got another question from the white screen in front of us. How many years have you been on the team? We'll go. I guess we'll go this way.
This is my 5th year on the team.
Wow.
I joined 3 months ago.
A few months ago. This is my 3rd year on the team.
this is also my 3rd year on the team. I was a late bloomer, relatively speaking.
This is my 2nd year on the team.
Yeah.
And as you can see, with how 4 out of the 5 of us are leaders, the opportunities to get leadership experience within the team is incredibly high, especially with all of our committees and subcommittees and things like that. I think later on, is Josh going to be?
Josh will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh will be on.
One
Yeah.
of the people, yeah.
Yeah, at some point Josh will be on. He's our head engineer, so he leads the engineering committee in general. Favorite color? Come on.
Favorite color? Ooh.
Me specifically, it's green. If it's a big inside joke to the team to have our favorite color be pink, because our faculty advisor has opinions about that color.
Yeah.
Though I can't say about personal favorite colors.
That's good. Yeah. Well, Bruce, what about you?
What do you?
Dang. I don't know. I like red. Red's a nice color. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of purple. I think it's
Ooh.
one of the greatest colors in the world.
Purple's great.
I love it so much. It's a
Yeah.
great color.
I'm with you, John, on green. Green is great.
Green.
Big fan of blue as well.
Right. I like yellow because it's happy and young and joyful.
So you actually have meaning behind having
Yeah.
a favorite
Yeah.
color. I like purple just because it looks cool.
Right, just going vibes.
Yellow
Yeah,
is
honestly.
for happy.
So
That's
are,
great.
are you a Vikings fan then?
No.
Your uniforms are all purple.
Green Bay Packers. Anyways.
Oh, same here. Anyway,
Anyways, that brings us to the end of our time
our
slot.
time slot.
We appreciate you guys.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for all those who have donated. There will be a new set of people with a new set of stories and a new set of experiences coming on soon. So it's our time to stop yapping and wave at you guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoy the rest of the stream.
That was entertaining.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Big shout out to Group 1. Oh my goodness, that was awesome. And as just a quick reminder, everything you just heard about from testing to designing is funded through your donations. And if you have any questions for us or the team, please comment below the live stream.
Yeah, so we're gonna welcome Group 2 in just a second here. Thank you for joining us this evening. A reminder, all of you watching, your support is truly appreciated. So Group 2, if you wanna come on in just a second here.
All right, hello everyone. So this is our second group here. So
Yes.
just introducing.
Hi, my name is Andrew Carland. I was formerly the recovery lead on Bulldog Rocketry, and right now I'm nothing.
He's very helpful, is what he
It's
is.
very helpful.
He advises us.
Yeah. All right, my name is Ben. I'm the recovery lead on Bulldog Rocketry as well as the outreach coordinator as well. I do everything from nose over all the way down to once we go and grab the rocket and make sure everything's all right on it.
All right, I'm Anna. I am this year's chief executive officer.
I am Eva. I do our art and design, as well as orchestrate team events. So that's known as people lead here.
I'm Tin. I'm freshman on the team. I kind of just float around right now. Haven't really found out what I'm doing, so.
So guys, why do you think we build rockets?
That's a good question.
Because they're cool.
Well, that's very nice.
That's a good one. Cool.
If we want to go into the history, our team actually started back in 2013 as a senior design project. So senior design is basically a capstone for all engineering students at the school that they need to complete. And a group of 4 students did that for their senior design project, and then it kind of became a club afterward. But yeah,
And
yeah.
And nowadays, our club is a way for our students to get professional experience, primarily in engineering, but there's also a lot of opportunities for us to grow as marketing and outreach, and just in general professionalism. For example, I'm a physicist, but I get to flex my tools in communication, and working with people professionally in ways I wouldn't otherwise get to do until I get out into the workforce. So I think this club gives people a unique strength here, and building rockets is just kind of the tip of the iceberg.
So those are all very professional answers.
Oh no.
Mine is to test my parachutes. I do not care about the rest of the rocket's performance. I care about if my parachutes and how they perform. Is mostly what I say. I do love the rest of the rocket, but I love the parachutes. I love designing the parachutes, and I love testing my parachutes to make sure that my drag coefficients, my porosity equations, all of that's lining up to what I've done on paper and what's going on in the real world. And having a high altitude test that's a little risky, a little fun, is my favorite method of why we fly rockets. So
Why do you fly rockets, Colin?
Why I fly rockets is because I am aspiring to be a mechanical engineer, and it's a good exercise to practice actually building things and designing things before the real world, where I would be doing it professionally. And they're cool.
I decided to do this because, I don't know. I saw a giant rocket just out in the Kirby area. I'm like, why not?
Rockets are cool is a good answer.
That is a really good answer.
Yeah, if my freshman year we didn't have one of those to show off during the activities fair, but if we did, I'm sure I'd be even more hooked.
So, Jen, I'm curious. You're a new member here. So what's been your favorite part of being on the team so far?
Well, we're gonna ignore the fact you got my name wrong.
I'm sorry.
I think my favorite part is how welcoming everyone is. I come in with absolutely no experience, and some of you guys spend the time explaining everything more than once. It's kind of amazing.
All right, so guys, I brought with me some prompts because I am Jenna's favorite. So,
What'd you bring, Dan?
I brought my parachutes. Okay, so I brought a couple kinds of parachutes for us.
Let me hold them up for you.
We're going to hold them up in 1 second.
boy.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to first show you the parachutes that the small parachutes that we flew last year, and how that's going to compare to the parachutes that we're flying this year. And so, our first parachute, we're going to see if we can do this sitting down. Our first parachute that I brought is here. Do you wanna hold this a little bit so they can see the whole thing? You are.
Well, that's okay.
There you go. There you go.
Things, like
Okay. Yeah. So this first parachute, this is called a standard parachute. It has 4 gores. It's the gore is the part that makes up the parachute, the different panels. That means there's 4 leaflets on the parachute. In addition, there's 4 shroud lines that connect the parachute to the bridle, or what connects it to the rocket itself. What's interesting about these is that they're pretty low on coefficient to drag. They're not very performative parachutes, but they are very reliable parachutes, which is really nice. And when you don't really care about size and weight, that is a really nice feature to have, is something that's reliable and it just works. This year, we have been trying to kind of cut back on our motor. So if you want to take that. We've been trying to cut down on our motor, cut down on the size of our rocket, and there's been a little bit of, hey Ben, could you make the parachutes a little bit smaller? And so that's kind of what I've been trying to focus on this year, is 1, making our parachutes smaller, but also making those parachutes that we have more efficient and more effective. And so turning our parachutes from those standard parachutes into our first parachute that we've so far sewn and designed is a triconical parachute. And so this parachute, and what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna just hold it up real quick. So, covering Anna's face,
Oh,
unfortunately.
beautiful, yeah.
This is a triconical parachute. It has this nice checkerboard pattern on it. This parachute's really exciting for us to sew because it's a bridge between the really simple and easy to sew parachutes and the really hard and complex parachutes like a ring sail or iris parachutes. And so this we're kind of using as a stepping stone to make sure that we're getting our bearings right, we've got our stitching right, make sure that we know the math behind the parachute. That's a really important factor that takes up a lot of time and energy. And so we've designed our triconical parachute to kind of bridge those gaps first. And so we're going to be working on seeing how this one flies, how this one performs, if we're going to fly this on the main rocket itself, if maybe this is going to be one of our test shoots that we characterize off of, so on and so forth.
So Ben, why do you keep saying parachutes?
Well,
plural
that is a really
in
good
regards
point.
to our
So we have multiple parachutes on this rocket. So we have got a drogue parachute. One of these ones, they're small, roughly 4 to 6 feet in diameter, a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, depending on the parachute itself. But those only slow us down to about, 100 feet per second? Yeah.
Between 90 and 120 feet per second.
That's what regulation makes us do. And so soaring down from 30,000 feet, it takes us a really, really long time if I were to deploy a main parachute. This is our main parachute from Voyager last year. If we were to stretch her out, she's about 16 feet in diameter and almost 30 to 40 feet long, including the shroud lines from the tip of the brittle all the way up to the top of the parachute. And so these parachutes are enormous. They bring the rocket down all the way down to about 20 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour. If we're really lucky, 10 miles an hour. And it saves the rocket from a little too quickly of a re-entry to the ground. And so we have 2 parachutes, one that's deployed at nose tip over event, our drogue parachute, and then our main parachute that's deployed below 1,500 feet. So,
Hey Ben.
yeah.
Is there a standard fabric that you use to make parachutes, or is there a standard fabric for making parachutes generally?
Yes and no. There's multiple fabrics. We've got, we are traditionally using right now a couple different weights of nylon. We've got everything from probably 0.7 ounce nylon all the way up to, I think, 2.1 ounce nylon. And you can go even heavier, even lighter, depending on your usage. For us, we're aiming for right in the middle of about 1.5 ounces. It's a pretty light material, but it's strong enough for our applications as well. So.
I also have heard the term ripstock used.
Yeah, so
what does that mean?
The specific parachute material that we use is called ripstop nylon. We are traditionally using 1.5 ounces. So the term ripstop in there is telling you how the material is weaved. It's not necessarily not going to rip. It just means that once a rip starts in the fabric itself, it stops that ripping motion. And so the looms that are used to make these materials loom the nylon in a special way to make it so that once the rip starts, it stops at one of these different sections. And it looks like there's a checkerboard pattern on the parachute material itself if you're up close and personal with that parachute material. Yeah.
And then what about our shock cords? Is there a difference between there? Because we've just been talking
For
about
sure.
this so far.
So that's something that we're also transitioning, hopefully this year in the club. A lot of our recovery system is made out of nylon. Everything on this parachute is a nylon-based material, whether that is the shroud lines, the cords that hold the parachute to the brittle, or the fabric or the thread. All of that is nylon. Traditionally, we've used the tubular tubular nylon. It's a flat cord that is pretty good for its shock absorbency. You can deploy it's what we use to keep the rocket to the parachutes itself. And so we use this because it has a pretty good shock absorbing figure. It's easy to sew, it's easy to work with, it's relatively cheap. And so we've recently been using that. But this year, we're hopefully going to switch to more of a Dyneema cord. Going to using a Dyneema or more of a cordage type material has a lot of benefits for us, whether that is in space. One of the bigger reasons we're using it right now is we're going to shrink down our pack size of our parachutes, make our tubes a little bit shorter on our rocket. And it's also abrasion resistance and the weight and the strength of it Dyneema cord and other cords like it have a much higher strength to weight ratio, about 5 times that of steel. And being able to switch towards that means I can have a lot less of the material itself.
Cool. All right, so I've been asking a lot about the parachutes, which is awesome. But there's a question from the chat that's it's really interesting. That's a little bit more out there. So if you guys could shoot one thing into space or orbit, what would you shoot into space?
You start on the right side of the table.
Hey, what you got to?
I'm tempted to say another manhole cover.
That is a
Do you
good
want to
answer.
explain
That is
the
a good
manhole
answer.
cover story?
So, from what I've heard, sometime between World War II and now, the United States Army was testing their nukes and they decided to put it underground in a pipe and cap it with a really big manhole cover. That nuke sent the manhole cover into space, and I think it's just really funny. Yeah. So.
If we could do that
that's a good
mathematically, that
answer.
would be really fun. Yeah. Man, I heard the International Space Station is going to have to come down eventually. So for practicality, all I can really think of right now is maybe send up another one of those someday in the future.
Yeah, I heard 2030.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty soon.
Yeah.
We should start working on it, guys. We can do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm trying to think of what my answer would
catch it on the way
be.
down.
The only thing I can think of is the fact that there's a Tesla in orbit, and thinking that'd be really cool if my car was in orbit.
Wasn't it sent to Mars?
Was it?
I thought so.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
I thought it was
on Interceptor goes to Mars.
I love my car. If it could be immortalized in space, that'd be pretty cool.
I think we do need a RAV4 in space. That's a good idea.
I love my RAV4.
I don't have an answer other than parachutes. I just want my parachutes tested. Oh no.
What would your parachutes do in space?
You know what? I want Anna's car attached to my parachutes.
Well, you know what you could do is you could test the material of something re-entering orbit with some parachutes from
Not
space.
good.
See, I know, but
Not
you
my
can develop.
parachutes.
Make your parachutes good. Develop something. Let's go material
There we go.
scientist.
Okay.
There we go.
I choose Anna's car with my parachutes.
That's good. That's good. I like the answer of Anna's car, but I don't have a car, so I would shoot my bike into space.
Yeah.
Cool. That'd be sick.
That'd be cool.
Do you want parachutes on it?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
If you can get one of the city buses while we're up there.
Ooh.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Look at this. This is a lot of heavy stuff in space.
There's a lot of heavier stuff in space.
Well,
Yeah.
the question was if we could shoot anything, so we're,
Yeah.
no limitations there.
You could put a giraffe in space if they had proper PPE. Is it still PPE for a giraffe or is it GPE? Giraffe personal protection or giraffe protection equipment.
GPE.
GPE.
Yeah. I don't know, guys.
Anyway, so aside from that tangent, we really want to quickly shout out Jeannie O'Brien for the generous gift of $100. Thank you so much. That is my aunt.
I was gonna ask
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to my aunt for that
appreciate
generous
that.
donation. But yeah, so I guess as a reminder, this is an awesome live stream for us to just kind of talk about what we do here. But it's also super important because we're doing this as a fundraiser because it is Gift to the Max Day today. Our team this year had our budget cut by the university, as many teams have and many universities have. And because of that, what we do, building that is not inexpensive. That takes a lot of money. And so if you are willing to give money to donate, we would believe me that it will go to something really cool, to be able to give students opportunities to learn, to be able to give students opportunities to go down to Texas and launch a rocket to 30,000 feet.
I promise not to put a giraffe in space with your money. Additionally, compared to a lot of other teams that we have at IREC, all of us are doing incredible things, and we should all be so proud of all our students, including ourselves. But compared to them, we really don't have nearly as much funding as those other teams do, and yet we are always up there competing with them. And I would be really excited to see with what we could do if we had a little bit more financial freedom with that.
But yeah, so that spiel aside, let's see, what else do you want to talk about here? Why did you guys join Bulldog Rocketry?
Well, I have a good answer.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
man to my left.
Welcome.
I do a lot of 3D printing for a lot of the MIE departments. So I was in senior design where my printers were located, and I was working on a lot of the printers. And this guy Carlin comes up to me and says, "Hey, you want to build an L1?" And I said, "Sure. What's an L1?" And so I interacted with the rocketry team on occasion. They were often in the same room as I was, but I was usually working on printers, making sure parts were sliced, so on and so forth. So as I continued to interact with them, never actually built built that L1. Never happened. I worked more and more closely with them. I started hanging out with them, and they eventually convinced me to start going to their meetings, and I said, all right, fine. And so I started going to their meetings. I fell in love with some parachutes, and then I bought a sewing machine, and now I'm too far. I'm too deep to
That's a
pull
story we
out.
can tell
So
later.
Oh yeah.
That would be a good story to tell later.
That one.
Are the people in our chat familiar with what a level 1 is, or should we explain that pretty quick?
Ooh.
Have we talked about that yet, guys?
I think they did in the last session, but there might be new people.
Okay.
So, hey, Carland, as the level 1 certification lead from last
Station that lets you fly high power rocketry or high power rockets. Nice. With a motor impulse of H or I class. I forget what the amounts of impulse in an H and I class is. My fault. But it's measured in Newton seconds, so it's the total thrust of a rocket engine. So here at Bulldog Rocketry, we have a program to build rockets historically made out of cardboard and 3D printed plastic, and either more cardboard or wood, and fly them somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 feet up in the air down in North Branch, Minnesota. And that allows all of our members to certify as level 1 Tripoli members.
On the topic of level 1s, actually, that was something that was really good for getting me involved in the team, and I know new members as well. My freshman year, I came in with a couple friends, and one of the first big things we did in the club was build our level 1s, and then more so, we went and decorated them, and it was a great group bonding experience, which I think ropes into why I joined the team. I was convinced to come to a couple meetings, and then I met all the cool people, and then I was hooked, and now they still have me 3 years later.
So, Eva, what was your decoration on your rocket?
Ooh,
Do you want to explain?
Oh, I wish I brought him with
Beauty.
now. So, I'm going to assume most people watching this live stream are acquainted with renowned wrestling guy and actory guy, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. There's a pun to be made there with rockets in that Dwayne "The Rocket" Johnson was what my rocket was named. And Dwayne "The Rocket" Johnson was made of pink and purple paint and more pink glitter than I think should have been allowed in any dorm building, not just room, dorm building ever. I remember my roommate went out for a couple weekends. I had to finish up my rocket because my two friends were busy and they already did theirs. So I rolled up the cute little dorm rug we had, hid it in the corner, laid out as much cardboard as I could scavenge from anywhere I could find, and put on so much Mod Podge and so much glitter. And I think it was a work of art. I wish I had the real thing here to show you. It's still in my room to this day, and I think it's one of my favorite pieces of decor I have.
It is a
Don't
amazing
forget the
work of
butterfly
art.
fins.
Oh yeah, the butterfly fins, which Mr. Carland over on the left here, he doubted me. He assumed,
doubt you.
he told me that if I gave him a shape and could prove it was stable in our little rocket simulator program, that he would laser cut it out. And I later found out that he was talking about how, oh, she's not gonna actually do it. But no, I did.
Never said that.
Yes, you did.
Lying on my name. It's not true. I said you can make whatever you want.
He told me he could make whatever I want, and then to other people, he said, I don't think she's going to. But you know what? I gave him the design, and he allowed me to. Yeah, you're getting called out for this. Never underestimate me.
Anyway, so hey, Tin, why did you join the club?
So I said earlier, I saw the rocket just hanging out in Kirby. And when I was walking around the career fair, all the other engineering teams kind of like weren't at their table, except for you guys. So already then it's process elimination. There's only one option so far. And then I see that, and I'm like, well, the other guys just go fast. They don't go that fast, though.
Love to hear that we won over process of elimination.
Yeah.
Viable strategy.
I've gotten everywhere in life by hanging up a dartboard and throwing stuff at it.
That's a good way to go about it.
Fair enough.
Luck. Well, we're lucky to have you on board.
Anna, have you answered? I forgot.
I haven't. I don't think Carlin has either. But I'm like trying to think back because that would have been like 4 years ago now because I'm getting old. I'm not old, but
Green change.
I've been
She's
here
graduating.
for a while. Don't remind me. But yeah, so I joined the team my freshman year. I've always been like interested in space and rockets and like model rockets and stuff. But I saw posters around and I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. But I didn't really do much about it. But one of my fellow students in my computer science class, Dagan Larson, what a G. He basically went up to me and was like, hey, this club is having a bonfire at this random farm. Do you want to come with me? And I said yes. And then I've been here since. So yeah, that was a great introduction. We have some property out at a farm a little bit further away from, it's like 15 minutes away from campus. And we had a bonfire there. That's where we do our motor test and a lot of our bigger manufacturing stuff. And it's super cool.
Coming up this Saturday.
Yeah.
Very
Right
exciting.
plug.
Saturday,
Carlin.
12:30.
So the reason I joined Rocketry is in high school I built robots, and when I got up to UMD, I saw a Bulldog Rocketry poster before I saw a Bulldog robotics poster. So
There you go.
here I am.
That's
Years
all it
later.
took?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. You were an easy one.
Yeah.
Hi, I just saw that my mom just donated $200. Thank you, Mom.
Thanks, Hannah's mom.
Dude, your family's been on it.
Yeah, they're the best. You guys as families need to step up.
I
Come on,
emailed
guys.
him. I sent him the link.
But anyway, so we were asked earlier to how many people were on our team. This year, we had 48 students fill out our demographic survey. So I'd like to say 48 students.
There you go.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Not too shabby.
Yeah.
I will say, after coming from a high school robotics team of 70 people, it feels really more tight-knit here. So,
Yeah. No, there's a pretty direct pipeline between robotics students and rocketry people, I've noticed.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
You know,
Direct.
that's something we should have asked from the demographic survey. How many
We
people
actually
came
do
from-
have that answer somewhere.
Oh, we do. Oh, man. Okay. Well, maybe we'll have that number for you eventually later in this live stream. But I was never a part of a club like this in high school, so it was actually kind of crazy for me to come to college and then be a part of something so orchestrated with what felt to me like many people. Yeah. That's a nice place.
Yeah, because Tin, both you and Carlin were both on robotics in high school, right?
Yeah.
Years ago. I just swam.
Yeah.
I wasn't
I
very
just
good,
ran,
but-
so I can't.
I did the set crew like a little bit. I got to hide behind props and do the Macarena. It was a good time.
There
It's a
you
good
go.
pipeline.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the story that you wanted to bring up later? Oh, the
Oh,
sewing
yeah.
machine one.
Oh my goodness.
So we're going to tell a fantastic story. So as you can imagine, with how tight-knit this group is, and also with the nature of our competition, so we have to drive down to Midland, Texas every year for the past... Last year was the first year was in Midland, Texas, but before it was in Las Cruces, New Mexico. It's a long drive. We are in the car for over 24 hours straight. Keep that in mind. Hey, Ben, what did you have us stop for on the way down?
So someone may have started to fall in love with sewing machines, unfortunately. And as he started to fall in love with sewing machines, he found one on Marketplace that was a really good deal. And it was on our way to Texas. And so I messaged the guy.
Is a little bit generous.
It wasn't too far out.
It was like a solid 10-minute pit stop.
No, it was like a 30-minute out of our way.
30 minutes out of 24 hours is not too bad.
That's
Practically, it's fine. However,
And so I found this sewing machine on Marketplace, and I messaged the guy. I said, here's our team and our club, and is there a possibility I could meet you at this time on our way down to Texas? And he said, absolutely. And so we met the guy. We started to talk about the sewing machine, but during that, we got very distracted along the way with all of his side projects and his boat that he was working on. And that's why he had the sewing machine, was to redo the sail and the seat covers. And he had this, it was a truck from the Vietnam War. Yep.
Ooh.
And I think he was a vet. And then he was just a super chill guy. And so we go in, we get the sewing machine. And then as we're leaving, he's like, would you like this 11-pack of Arizonas? And we said, absolutely. So those were gone by the time we got to Texas. And then, yeah, on the way out, it was nice.
Yeah, it was a really fun experience.
and it's a really nice looking sewing machine.
It is a
It's
beautiful-
very
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
too.
Gorgeous.
And we were still in front of the trailer, and we beat them to dinner. And so, in my mind, 0-minute pit stop. So,
Correct.
Yeah, because to get the rocket down with us, we can't really ship it we probably could ship it if we did it very specially, but we can't fly with it because there is a motor there that I don't think TSA would like very much.
yeah, not really.
So we drive it down and we take this yellow trailer with us, and the car that pulls the trailer can't really, like, it goes a little bit slower. So it takes us a hot minute to get down there.
Do you remember the name of the guy from Facebook Marketplace?
No idea.
Well,
There's
hello,
a lot of
Facebook-
people in Marketplace.
Hello, Facebook Marketplace guy. If you're seeing this, you are famous. We love you dearly. Competition is always such a good time. Those car rides. Everybody's on. We're not on unsafe level of sleep. Oh, thank you, Logan.
We could read that out at least.
Yeah. Logan says we are looking great and he loves us.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Logan.
Logan.
Love you too.
Logan is one of our past presidents of the Rocketry Club.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, competition's always a good time. We're always low on sleep. It's never unsafe. We're always safe driving, but lots of fond memories are made there. There's a little bit of delusion.
Just a little bit.
A little bit of delusion makes for a really good time.
Eva, do you have like a favorite memory from last year's comp?
Oh Lord. I don't remember much from last year's comp, I'm going to be so honest. I had a few other factors at play, but I don't think we need to get into that right now. What about you, Anna? You've been to a lot of comps. Do you have a favorite?
Oh gosh, I mean, I have so many amazing memories from competition. Just generally being in a house with rocketry people for like 7 days straight, and being in the car with them for another 2 days straight, and the delirium that comes from the sleep deprivation is just so. You get so many memories out of that. Some of my favorite ones are, for some reason, 2 years ago, Tinkerbell became a really big thing. And like every year since then, like at competition, we've watched Tinkerbell.
You are so welcome for that, Claire. Thank you.
So that's been really entertaining. Every year to introduce more people to Tinkerbell, including our academic advisor in his,
Jose
Very
is a big Tinkerbell fan now. I did remember last year, I think the moment when we realized that we had successfully recovered our rocket as well as launched it. That was beautiful. It was
Definitely.
just very rewarding. But
All right, so we got 2 minutes here until we're
Yeah.
going to be shuffled off.
I think we're about
Ben
out
is
of
being told to leave his stuff up here, so you guys get to see it for
It's a
longer.
robbery.
No more parachutes for me.
Yeah, sorry, they're
Get some more
donated
props.
to this now. But you guys have any final remarks?
I don't think so. Thank you
don't.
much.
Alright.
See you guys around.
Everyone watching, I appreciate you.
Thank you so much
I'll
for
be
your
back.
support.
Go.
Good job, you guys.
Yeah, that was actually pretty
Yeah,
good.
that was,
Lots
that
of
was
talking.
so entertaining. Oh my goodness.
Well, I hope everyone online enjoyed.
Yes.
So thank you, Group 2, I guess. Good job, guys. We're so grateful for everyone watching and donating. We're seeing lots of the support rolling in, as you can see on the bottom of our screen.
Yes. And our next group up here, Group 3, they're gonna join us. And as they join us, this is your reminder that all of your donations really matter and impact us. As we help pay for these travel competitions, and that we can do our testing and do it safely and effectively. So we really appreciate that.
Hello, and we're back, and I'm back again. But I'm gonna have the rest of these guys introduce themselves. So let's start with you.
All right, my name is Nathaniel. I'm the Onshape and documentation lead on the team.
I'm Sam. I'm helping out with various technology-related things on the team.
I am Anna once again, and I am the Chief Executive Officer.
I am Riker. I was on earlier. I am the aerodynamics committee lead.
And I'm Cameron. I am the safety lead, and I also work with the motor and airframe.
All right. So first of all, what made you guys join the team? How did you get on here?
So I did like many others on this team. I did first robotics in high school. I actually checked out the robotics club here, and I found the rocketry team, and I thought that this was just kind of more up to what I was looking for. So
Yeah, similar story to him. I was also in first robotics, and I decided that I wanted to go branch out a bit, so now I am here in rocketry instead of in robotics.
Mm-hmm. Got a lot of you guys.
We're everywhere. You'll never escape us.
All right, and I mentioned this just a bit ago, but in case there are new people, I had a friend of mine who was also in computer science classes with me drag me to one of the first events that the team held for that year, and I was hooked ever since.
For me, I don't know. I had never had much interest in rocketry, but it was during Welcome Week my freshman year where I was walking around and just rocketry happened to be tabling. So I talked to Cole Anderson and Calvin, and they pitched a spiel at me, and I was like, all right, I'll go. And then after that, I went to the first general meeting, and I was hooked. So I decided, this is it for me.
Yeah, I was similar to Riker. I went to the activities fair, and I saw they had half of a motor tube sitting out front, and I wanted to know what happened that caused that. And then they told me all about what they do and what happened to the rocket and how they were trying to change it for this year. And I was very interested, and I joined.
Very cool. All right. So with that, what did happen to that? So what is the story behind that?
Well, I wasn't present for that year, as mentioned before, but apparently parachutes are hard. And they decided to not deploy at Apogee, so we kind of had a Mach 1 lawn dart going down into the New Mexican desert.
Mm-hmm.
And the motor 2 was the only thing that was like in a piece that we could grab. The rest was shredded into a million tiny little pieces.
Mm-hmm.
We brought it back using shovels, to my recollection. Don't we still have Ziploc bags full of just New Mexican dirt mixed in with carbon fiber shrapnel?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think the name of that rocket, Sub-Zero, was very fitting for how it ended up, because it was indeed Sub-Zero.
I think we learned that the naming of the rocket is very important.
Yeah. All right, so we've got a pretty big event coming up on Saturday. Who wants to tell us more about that?
Since you're safety, you talk a lot about motor, I think.
You got the most motor out of all this.
Yeah. So this coming Saturday, we're going to be doing our motor test, which is necessary for the competition that we go to in order to prove that we don't blow up. We make a lot of design decisions in order to not do that. It's very poor to our performance if we do blow up.
Blowing up is not optimal.
No, it's not.
Very suboptimal.
Yeah, if you take a 10-second burn time and put that into a 1-second burn time, it gets really bad. So we basically do a static test of our motor face down on a load cell, which is basically just a fancy bathroom scale, in order to measure the amount of thrust we put out. And it's kind of a spectacle to watch, so we invite whoever can come out and watch what we do.
So I also want to quickly mention how exciting this year is, because this is the first year, at least in recent memory, that we have been able to machine our motor ourselves. So the actual motor fuel goes inside a motor tube, and that tube is made out of aluminum. You can kind of see it there in the back. I don't know how much you can actually see that, but there's a lot of machining that needs to go into it, between bolt holes and the forward closure that keeps things in, and the boat tail that keeps things in, and the nozzle. And this year, our mentor, David Fligger, and his dad, Lynn, were instrumental in helping us actually machine all of it ourselves as students, as well as being able to have access to the machine shop on campus, thanks to Dr. Robert Fine. So that's one thing that I'm so proud of this team for accomplishing this year, because it is a really big feat.
So we're one step closer to have everything being manufactured by us.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything. We can't do PCBs yet, however, we can design the PCBs ourselves. We can kind of, but
we're getting there.
Yeah.
Simple PCBs.
Yeah. So Sam, you're new to this team this year.
Yeah.
How have you been enjoying it so far? Do you have a favorite memory so far?
So far, it's been very fun. Favorite memory wise, even though I wasn't able to launch, I did really enjoy the L1 launch day. That was very fun. Lots of cool rockets. Everyone who was able to launch was able to certify, which was a cool stat.
Yeah, that is super cool.
It's pretty fantastic.
Alrighty. Let's see. What's another question we can answer? Oh yeah. Okay. So we've got some props brought out to us by our lovely Andrew Carlin.
Yes.
What props you got for us?
They're Riker oriented, so they're
Yeah. And also,
aerodynamics.
speaking of L1s, whew, this is what an L1 looks like.
Pretty simple rocket. It goes up and it comes down and it doesn't die.
Yay! How high does it go up about?
I believe it's about 2,000 feet, to my memory.
I mean, it depends upon what motor you're grabbing it, but yeah.
Yeah, I believe all of our rockets were simulated to go about 2,000 feet, and the handful that did get an altimeter went around 2,000 feet.
Nice. Very cool. So what are we looking at here?
There's a lot here. A lot to break down.
There's most certainly
All
a
right,
lot.
so I'll start with the fins first. So this was 3 years ago? 4 years
That
ago?
was
I don't remember.
That was Superior 1, which was my freshman year, so 2023 competition.
Ancient. Anyways.
Come on.
Anyway, so this was I believe this is a completely aluminum fin from 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. And it is hefty. It's got some heft to it, but it's not a bad looking fin. But again, this is very heavy. And so the year after that was these fins. Now, you might be thinking, look, I mean, so there were some design decisions made. I was not in charge of aerodynamics that year. This was, I actually don't remember. This would have been airframe, so this would have been Cole Anderson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think our lovely Andrew Ludwig did a lot of
Ludwig did because
simulations for those.
And then the year after,
How straight was our flight the year we used those fins?
I mean, it went up.
it went up. Yeah.
Did a little
We
wiggle.
didn't not go up.
Yeah. Well, when we did the carbon fiber overwrap to keep it on, I mean, even after it hit the ground at Mach 1, the fin stayed on.
Yeah.
So the overwrap and the tip to tip is a fantastic way.
Yes.
For a tip to tip, because I don't think I've talked about this. Basically, you have the actually.
I
we
wish
could
we could
just
like
stop,
have
yeah.
it. Oh yeah, we can just look at this. Perfect.
So you'll have a sheet of carbon fiber that will go from here to here. It'll follow the contour, and what this does, it adds strength in basically every respect, and it also keeps the fin secured to the airframe. And
I
now
don't know if they could see that through the mic.
maybe. Oh, yeah.
In case you can't, like,
Oh, yeah.
fin to fin.
There
Can
we
you
go.
can we see that?
I think it can be seen now. I hope so.
Okay.
Anyway, so this was the year following this year. Again, slight difference. You can barely tell. Anyways, I think another important part is it might be hard to see on camera, but there's a very difference in thickness. This one looks like 1/8 inch, and this one is like a 1/4 inch around, roughly estimated. I don't know. This year, very slight different thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a core material, because when we did these fins, this is 18 layers of carbon fiber. It was such a pain to do. It was, oh my gosh, I hated every second of it. So, yeah, it was a lot of layers. And so if we do a core material, not only will we get to decrease the amount of layers we have to do for our fins, but we'll also be able to maintain basically the same structural integrity and reduce the weight of the fins. This year's fins, I think this is a 6.5 inch fin span. This year, I think we're doing 8 inch fin span is what we're doing.
So they're getting even bigger.
Yeah, they're getting bigger. Again, this is for stability, because we want our rocket to be stable.
So instead of going, whoo, when wind hits the rocket, so you got the rocket going up, and you got wind hit it, and there's like not any fins, then the wind could make the trajectory go like this. I've seen this happen at an L1 launch. It was quite entertaining.
Is that the one that went in the tree?
No, actually,
No.
that one got there. That was Jacob Krokowski. He got a cert.
Oh yeah.
But we wanted to go straight up.
Yeah.
And
Straight
so
up
the
is ideal.
fins help make sure that it redirects the wind, and so yeah. You can probably explain it a little bit better than I can. I don't have the words for it, but
Yeah, stability is a big thing because if your stability is too low, again, you won't fly straight. But again, you can also have too much stability. And there's I could do a whole spiel on self-correcting momentums and stuff of that nature. But yeah.
But yeah, I just want to give another shout out. We just got another $100 donation, so thank you so much for whoever did that.
Thank you very much. That is fantastic. And then we also have some nose cones here. Again, aerodynamics, which is what I do. So this one is conical. It's
a cone.
It is a cone, yeah.
Whoa.
I know, it's insane. For our rocket, this would be less than ideal in basically every way. Let's see, what's this one? This one is power series, half power series. 2 years ago, our nose cone was 3/4 power series. So a similar shape parameter to this one. This one I don't know. I think this one is just straight ogive. Andrew Carlin just left, so I don't know where he is. But this one is ogive, a little better. We got some noise in the background. Sorry if you can't hear me. This one is Von Karman. So this is similar to what we'll be doing this year for our rocket. This looks like a 3-to-1 length to diameter ratio. Ours last year was 5-to-1, and we're also doing another 5-to-1 this year.
You guys can't see it, but it's up there. Trust me on it.
It is up there.
It's very up.
It's very up there. I don't know what this one is either. This one has area to put a label, but they did not put a label on it. So I'm going to assume that this is also
for our team.
Yeah. I think this is a hack series, just not the Von Karman. So the equation that defines the Von Karman nose cone, it's long and complicated. I could recite it from memory. I'm not going to. But it's basically the Von Karman is a certain parameter where C is equal to 0 in the equation. But it's a variant from the hack series. But each one of these offers different performances and different speeds. It really depends on the rocket. For ours, optimal is Von Karman.
Very cool. All right. So, hey, Nathaniel.
Yep,
So you went to competition last year.
I did.
Do you have a favorite memory from that time?
I don't have a specific memory, but I'd say my favorite day was tabling. I mentioned before that I was in First Robotics, and my favorite time from competition were always going around the pits and just asking other people about their robots of their teams. It's just a great time to finally get some opinions, views, just other advice from other people who had also been working on robots. And this is very similar to where we spend an entire year just putting hours and hours into this one rocket that we're building, and it can be really difficult to find people that you can actually talk to about rocketry, because so much of it's just my parents have no idea how I do it. I think so. It's just nice to talk to a whole room full of thousands of other rocket nerds who have other projects that are really cool to see.
Yeah. This year, so we actually just got officially accepted into our competition again this last Sunday, along with 185 other teams.
What?
Yeah, this competition is huge. There are teams from all around the world. I think they both said it's every continent except for Antarctica. It's all around.
I think last year it was 120 something, 130
I think it was
something.
150 actually.
Was
well,
it?
150
well, because there's a difference between how many get accepted and how many
actually
actually
show. Oh, yeah.
Because building rockets hard. Sometimes things go wrong.
Yeah.
They've gone wrong for us in the past. And depending upon the team and what they're dealing with, they might decide to pull out of the competition. So
180 teams though.
yeah, 186 total.
Launch day is going to be long.
Launch day will be long. Yeah.
This is why we try to launch early.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's super cool because I also love tabling day. Being able to see other people's rockets is so fascinating to see there are a bunch of different categories that people compete in, and so some people do different kinds of propellant than us, and those are always super cool to see. But another thing that I love is that there are a bunch of companies that also come and table, so you're able to do a little bit of networking and that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
I'm noticing right now that we're close to our 20K goal.
2K.
Sorry, 2K goal.
20K would be insane.
That would be sweet, actually. No, we're close to our 2K goal, which I believe involves us jumping into Lake Superior.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whose idea was that?
That sounds
That's a great question.
I blame Ben.
Are we doing this polar dip or just straight into the lake?
I think just straight into the lake.
Wonderful.
We put on a wetsuit first.
I think that defeats the purpose.
Oh no, I don't know.
Hypothermia is part of the appeal.
It is actually, yeah.
So if you want to watch us all be miserable by jumping into the lake, donate to get us to $2,000,
Yeah.
or don't. That would actually might be okay.
Just for context, in some of you in perhaps warmer
wait, are we
climates, we're at
jumping into Lake
38
Superior now?
degrees
Okay.
outside right now.
No.
It's fine.
Well, it's actually pretty warm for November. In
It is pretty warm for November.
I doubt the lake is.
No.
The lake is
The
cold.
lake is never warm.
The air is
Like, even middle of summer, it'll still be really cold. Yep.
Yeah.
I have gone into Lake Superior in November, but it was after like half an hour
purpose?
of being in a sauna, so polar dip.
Oh
But
yeah.
it's fun, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I bet.
Can we bring a sauna?
Where are we going to get it on?
They make those portable saunas,
Yeah, I'm
you
sure
know? It's
there's
like a
sauna
trailer
rental
thing.
somewhere up here.
Okay.
Just a pitch.
You could also rent a cabin by the lake that I happen to know has a sauna.
Yes, we're gonna spend all of the money that we've accrued so far.
$500.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Okay, so we just got it. So if you guys are wondering, we can our moderators here are like sending us messages throughout the stream, and that's how we
Yeah.
get your guys' questions. He just told us that we got a $500 donation.
Is there a name behind it so we can thank him personally?
So thank you so much for whoever did that. That is
That is
huge.
insane.
They want to see us
That's
jump into the lake.
Yeah. You jump into the lake apparently.
Well, thank you so much for that.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
fantastic.
that is really incredible. All right. So Cameron, you also went to comp this last year.
I did.
Do you have a favorite memory?
Absolutely. My favorite memory was approximately 1 second after the rocket went up. And everyone had just the sudden realization that it was going up straight, and it didn't explode, it didn't turn over. All of our hard work actually kind of worked. And the hysterical happiness that you get out of all of us, because you can probably tell throughout this live stream, we're very close to one another. There were hugs going out. There was like just insane amounts of happiness. And then every single like event or moment that we got from our avionics informing us, hey, we're under drogue, hey, we're on the ground, just a new wave of hysteria and excitement. And that was just the best moment of the entire comp.
Cameron, you're gonna be chills.
Yeah, chills. That's a good way of describing it. It's great.
Yeah, that was great.
Also, bear in mind, we are all sleep deprived too. So it's hysterical. I mean it.
Not
yeah.
only sleep deprived, but we spent the entire day in the desert as well.
Yeah.
And it was
Oh gosh, and that whole
And
day
we stay
too was
hydrated. We
such-
stayed hydrated.
Yeah.
We did
Lord.
stay hydrated.
yeah.
But I also want to reemphasize the fact that when we heard that the parachutes came out, it was, for people who have been on the team for a long time at that point, it was a crazy feeling for us because that is the first time we have successfully recovered our rocket under parachute in 6 years. No one on the team at that point had, aside from our academic advisor, had been there for our competition rocket landing under parachute. The amount of work that people put in to make sure that that happened was incredible. And that
And we're
was
gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Yeah.
And we'll get first place.
All right, and
Better
so
knock on
with
some
that,
wood, right?
academic advisor, just want to mention him quick because he is the reason why we can really do this thing and the reason why this kind of all started too. So huge shout out to Jose Carrillo.
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah, great man.
Yeah.
Helps us
he's
with
the
a lot of
goat.
things.
He offers a lot of advice, both in terms of engineering, but also how we operate and the
And
guidance.
general
is-
life advice.
Yeah, general life
He
advice.
Yeah.
tore apart my resume.
Oh, mine too.
Oh, same.
And I am so thankful for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You give the man a resume and he's like, here's why I wouldn't hire you. And he goes into it. And you fix it and it's great.
Yeah.
Jose is a machine that turns bad resumes into good resumes.
All right. So we got a question from the chat here. What are you most excited for this year? Let's just like go down the line.
Oh boy. That's a tough one. I'm excited to get back to comp. Just see all the other teams again. See what people are up to. I know from what I understood, the year before last year, was that the first time the live video challenge happened, or was it? Yeah. So the first year the live video challenge happened, and there was only one team that even had any live footage, and it was only on the launch pad for a little bit.
Do you want to explain what the live video challenge is?
So if you've ever watched like a SpaceX or any other like actual fancy industry rocket launch, you'll oftentimes see a bunch of cameras like on the rocket. And so this is kind of a challenge to replicate something like that, where you want to put cameras or at least a camera on your rocket and have it transmit the live video back down to base so that you can input that and inject it into the live stream that iRig has. So then you can actually see the perspective of your rocket as it's going up, which is absolutely crazy. And we did that for the first time last year, and it went pretty well. I mean, we had a little bit of an overheating issue, but overall, very successful for our first ever attempt at it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Otto, for that.
Yeah, thank you, Otto.
But it was kind of crazy going into it, knowing that the previous year was just there was basically nothing in terms of competition for that, because there was only one team that really had any sort of video. And then last year there was just a huge explosion of several teams that all had just amazing video and really good like interfaces that could show data and just like really clean setups, and stuff like that. Just the stuff like with the payload, with that, all the side challenges. It's really exciting to see just like how every team every year is just getting better and better, and it'll be super cool to see like what new crazy stuff people are doing.
All right, Sam, what are you the most excited about?
I mean, by all technicalities, there's only 1 month left in the year, but I'll assume you mean the school, not the year. I'm definitely excited to see what a competition is like. I'm also excited to be able to launch my own rocket whenever spring comes around and they'll be doing rocket launches again. Doing more cool rocketry stuff will also be very fun.
Fantastic. All right.
I know what you're excited for.
I'm gonna get sappy here for a minute.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say, because this is the 4th year I've been on the team. I'm a senior this year, and I'm very proud to say that I am the president of the club this year. And my favorite thing that I've experienced on this team, I mean, launching the rocket's amazing and everything, but just being able to see the growth that people have had. Like, I know we talked about Otto earlier, but just how much people that join this team grow throughout the years, in part just because of growing up. We're going between starting college and moving out for the first time for a lot of us and figuring out how to do life, but also as leaders and as engineers, people have grown so much. And I love seeing that, and I'm so excited to see what this team looks like come this spring, to see who's going to take over after me, to see what you guys decide to do. Yeah, and of course I'm excited to launch again, although I'm also terrified.
I think every launch is going to be terrifying no matter what.
Yeah.
Just naturally, it comes with the territory.
Well, it looks like we reached a milestone, if I'm reading that correctly.
Oh no! Up in the lake.
Thanks for the donation.
Very appreciative of the $100 donation. Looks like we have a pretty miserable time jumping in the lake.
It'll be fun.
Thank you so much for everybody who has donated, because that is a huge help to us. And now we get to jump in the lake, guys.
In the morning, that'll be a good wake up for me.
Oh yeah, 6 a.m.
Yeah.
6 a.m. Get to the lake. So
Well, the lake isn't that far away, depending upon where we do it.
Down the road.
just down the hill. Well,
I'll take a 20-mile-an-hour bike ride down the hill and then jump in the lake.
You hit it right. You can get some air.
Yeah. Don't get off the bike. Just bike into the lake too.
Yeah.
I think
Sounds good.
So we just had our motor lead in the chat say that he loves our energy. Thank you, Will Mo. Thank you, Will Motor.
William Motor.
We also love the energy that Will provides in the form
Yeah.
of chemical energy to
Yeah.
make our rocket go up.
Yeah, right now he's working very diligently out at the UMD farm to try and make sure we have a motor test on Saturday.
Yes.
And we just found out that one of our alumni, Andrew Ludwig, our chief engineer from last year, just made a very nice donation of $150.
Thank you,
So
Ludwig.
thank you so much,
Andrew
Ludwig.
Ludwig.
Thank you, Ludwig.
Thank you very much.
All right. So Riker, what are
What
you
was the
most
question?
excited for?
Oh, successfully filament winding my nose cone.
Yeah.
I mentioned it on the earlier segment I was in, but this year we are filament winding our nose cones. So it's two ways you can make the nose cone. You can either do it by using sheets, which isn't great. I mean, it works sometimes, but it's not as good. And the other way is filament winding. And so since the start of the school year, so about 2 months now, 3 months now, I've lost track of time, honestly.
Yeah.
I've been working on our X winder, which is our filament winding machine, and trying to make something so that it'll produce G code that we can then use in the machine to follow this shape perfectly and get a filament wound nose cone. I hope it works. I'm almost there. Just one extra push and I will hopefully be there.
It's definitely been interesting seeing these saga of images of progress updates.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Usually coming in at like 2 a.m.
Hey, listen.
on Friday night.
There were some late nights. I think the latest I stayed here was 5 a.m. And that was
That's
a
not
fun
late.
time.
That's early.
Yeah.
Most of us are engineers, all of us like math, way more than the average person.
Yeah.
The kind of math around that thing, I don't want to
It's
touch
Calc
it.
3. It's
Yeah.
a bunch of Calc 3.
It is.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Calc 3.
It's
Calc 3 and coding and dealing with
Yeah.
like a real life physical machine.
With all
So-
real life physical
It's a-
machine flaws.
Yes.
yes, unfortunately.
And not a lot of documentation on that real life physical machine
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, I think when I was trying to find any resources, I am one of 4 people who have tried to filament wind their nose cone. At least this parameter of nose cone.
Yes.
Doing a conical, easy. Doing a power series, actually really easy. Von Karman, because of the equation, the hardest thing in the entire world.
Yeah, I don't
so,
think I'd really want to do Coke 3 on that.
no, it is not fun.
I don't
Yeah.
think I did anything nearly that complicated.
Most don't in their lifetime.
It's a good challenge though. All right.
is.
So Cameron.
What am I most excited for?
Yeah.
I am most excited for Saturday
Yeah.
right now because, as mentioned before, we're doing our motor test, and it has been a difficult past month-ish, month and a half, because we have pretty much machine poured, repoured, fitted, redesigned. We've done a lot of stuff on this motor over the past month. And it's coming down to the wire. Like I said, our motor lead right now is out doing motor stuff right now in preparation for the test in 2 days. There's a lot of anxiety about getting everything done, and we're sure the test is going to go fine, but it's just getting there, and I'm very excited to see if the stuff we can change, how everything performs, and if everything goes well, it's going to be a great testament to us and our abilities, because we made an entire motor in about a month and a half.
Oh yeah.
And that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And comp, but that's been said.
Everyone's excited.
Everyone's excited.
Everyone's excited for Calc. Yeah, it's always a fun time.
Oh yeah.
It's a different kind of fun.
Different kind of fun. Stressful but fun. I mean,
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
great time.
It's an experience.
All right. So there's a question coming in that says, Anna, how is it being CEO?
How is it being CEO? Enjoying it after taking over from Gwen?
So it's been the most rewarding thing I've ever done. I can guarantee, like I can say that without a doubt. It's been so rewarding and it continues to be rewarding. But oh my gosh, it has made me learn skills that I didn't know were skills, if that makes sense. There are so many challenges that you face that you have to really be quick on your feet to act on, and so many things that you just could never like think of would be like a responsibility. That has been really challenging, but a really welcome challenge, because I feel like it's getting me so many experiences that I'll take with me for the rest of my life. It's a hard job, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. So
We appreciate your hard work.
We do.
I mean, I appreciate all of your guys' hard work. The harder you guys work, the less hard that I have to work. And all things considered, I haven't had to do pretty much any of like the engineering or operations or marketing or finance or technology. Like all of those have been covered, or safety. Well, safety's everybody's job. But
Yeah.
my department heads and my
Personal
leads
safety.
have really been making my job a lot easier than it could be. So.
Looks like we have another question.
All right. Okay. So also, if you could make payload anything, what would you?
Payload anything.
Should we explain to the people what our payload is to begin with?
Yeah, what is this year's payload?
I can kind of explain it. So we can start off with, from the competition standpoint, what a payload is. So
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Launching rockets is really fun. Usually in the actual industry, there's more of a purpose to launching a rocket. You usually don't just launch a rocket for launching a rocket's sake. We do, despite how fun it is. So in kind of with that, the competition has us put a payload inside of our rocket, and for just the competition, for just IREC, all it has to be is essentially a ballast. We're given a minimum weight that we have to have and a bonus if we hit the specific dimensions, which is a CubeSat. And but there's other competition kind of that goes alongside IREC that we compete at as well, the SEL Payload Challenge. And in order to compete with that, we have to essentially have some sort of scientific experiment or otherwise, something that usually can collect some sort of data. And we want to put that in our rocket. Still has to have the same weight requirements, and if we want the bonus, has to fit the CubeSat. And then, we launch our rocket up, have it collect data of whatever it is. And yeah, our payload this year, or I guess I could just say last year. Last year, our payload was an experiment on electrical capacitance. And so we have essentially two copper plates, and that can form, if you know anything about like physics 2 level, anything about electricity, two plates can form a capacitor. And depending on the contents of what's in between the plates, whether it's air or in our case water, if we have more water or less water, then that can change the capacitance. And so then we have a way of measuring water or the volume of water without requiring gravity. And then this year we're trying to make an improvement on that, where we can not just have two plates, but we can have a bunch of plates, and we can measure not only how much water there is, but where the water is. So that's just kind of a quick overview of an example of a payload. So
All right, and we just received another $100 donation, so thank you so much.
thank you. Very appreciated.
Yeah. So with that, what would you, if you could make any payload, what would you put in there?
Oh, that one's tough for me. I mean, I even kind of was doing a little bit of thinking about it over the course of the summer, and I know Luke, our current payload lead, was spending a bunch of time trying to figure out what he wanted to do for this year before he decided to kind of continue on the same path we were doing. It's honestly really hard to think of something that is new or unique or just scientifically interesting. there were some really cool ones last year. I saw there was one that essentially had like fiber optic cabling wrapped around so that they were able to get enough length to measure like the difference in like light shining through, because they would take a different amount of time, whether it was oriented this way or this way, actually due to the speed of the rocket. And I think is essentially a demonstration of general relativity.
That'd be neat.
That would be cool. There's so many. There was one that they put worms in there.
The Worminator.
We love the Worminator.
Rest in peace, the Worminator.
Rest in peace, the Worminator.
It did not make it off the ground.
No.
That's okay.
All right. So, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna have enough time to be able to go through all of our answers, but I just want to say lobster.
Lobster.
For those of
I
you that
agree.
know,
Actually,
you
that
know.
was what I was gonna say.
Lobster. Yeah.
I was gonna say lobster too.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, then what would you say? Do you
Uh,
have like a one word?
You have a really good question. I have put basically no thought into it before literally right now. So yeah,
Lobster.
sure, lobster.
We can explain more to you later if you wish. But hey, Riker, talk about nose cone manufacturing process.
Can do. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, so the two ways you can manufacture the nose cone, there's either you can do it the same way we do our tubes, which is you just take sheets of fiberglass or carbon fiber and you lay it up over a mandrel. That way is a little. It can be done in a mandrel. I think 2 years ago it was with a in a mold. Yeah. And then we brought the two halves of the mold together, and it worked. But
Yeah,
holy cow!
basically, yeah, we had a big 3D printed mold that you have two halves to, that is like the shape of the nose cone. You lay up inside of it, put it together, and then we put what's called like a bladder inside of it and fill it with water, and that expands to like the inside of the nose cone, so it keeps like the same thickness all the way around. And you ratchet strap it down. That process is very time consuming, kind of stressful because of you're working with cure times with epoxy. It's a hard process.
And then where the seams of the two halves come together, it's not always accurate either. And so trying to like parameterize the nose cone layers the way you want it to is very difficult to do. Filament winding. Now, filament winding is a process where you have a spool of filaments. So instead of something like this, where it's a sheet and it's it's like a pre-woven fabric. You take basically just a single strand of that, you have a massive spool, put it on a machine. That machine then has a mandrel like this that is rotating at a constant rotation. And it pulls the filament along, and it goes side to side, slowly but surely. And then as it goes, it builds up layers. And as you do that, you can control the angle that the filament is being deposited onto the mandrel. And it allows you to parameterize it the way you want to. It's honestly, I think it'll be a lot easier to make our nose cone than the way we did it in previous years. And then I also think it's going to look a lot better. Theoretically, I don't have any physical proof that it will look better. Last year's was filament wound. You can't see it; it's out of view. But
We
purchased it. My goal is to be able to make not the same quality, but as close to it as possible. I'm hoping that is.
I believe in you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, we definitely pride ourselves. This year is the closest we've ever been to being like 100% SRAD. And SRAD means student researched and design, which is part of the, that's part of the category we're in. It's a really cool thing we're able to do because it gives a lot of students opportunities to be hands-on with things. And as engineering students, especially, that is incredibly useful because then you know better how to design stuff because you know how to make stuff.
Yeah, we're only required as far as the SRAD category goes to make our own motor, but we just really want to push ourselves to make as many components as possible.
Because also, in my opinion, it makes us cooler.
Makes us
cool. Makes us cooler, but it's also the hands-on manufacturing and experience that we get as engineers, that we get to do all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it goes great on a resume.
So good.
I came here to learn rocketry. I want to actually learn rocketry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the fun if you just buy everything?
Exactly. You buy it, build it. That's boring. That's like Legos at that point. It's just really expensive Legos.
So just high-powered
Legos are fun, but
Love
building,
Legos.
making Legos would also be cool.
Yeah.
Make our entire rocket out of Legos.
Injection
Not melty
molded
at all.
ABS.
No problems.
Maybe we should do some research on that.
How'd you get the fuel?
I'll find a
I don't
way.
know.
I'll figure
There's
it
a
out.
will, there's a way.
True.
You mix in enough oxidizer, anything can be fuel.
All right, we're getting another question here. What is your ideal rocket color? Oh, have we also announced what the name of our rocket
we
is
have.
this year?
Yeah.
Oh, is that going to be your next question, guys?
No.
Okay, we'll go through the ideal rocket color first, and then we'll announce the name. Yeah.
Sure. I really like the color purple.
Yeah.
I'm the exact same way. I was actually just gonna say that too. Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe some purple, reds, and greens.
Yeah.
Gradients. Very nice. Yeah. Gradients are really cool.
I am a fan of blue, but also blue isn't a particularly good color for something going up in the sky. I guess we're also in a desert, but green isn't particularly good if you're landing in grass. Source, I've made a rocket, like small rocket, be green. It was a pain in the butt to find.
I bet.
I have to agree, purple would be cool, like purple gradients.
Pink.
Pink.
Pink is a color.
That is one of the colors.
It is
of
one
all
of the
colors.
Pink can look pretty good.
They're good.
Depending on who you ask.
Right? Barbie pink.
Oh, use some pinks with some purples, add some blues, some greens.
Yeah.
So all
know,
of them,
if you
all the
ask
colors.
All right, we
Let's
got
do
2 minutes
Roy
left, so
G.
quick round, and then we're gonna announce the rocket name, and then we gotta wrap up.
I personally love the color scheme we already went with.
It is
The
really
greens and the whites that you can't see because
Yeah.
of the camera angle. But I loved our design this past year.
Yeah, the wrap turned out really nice.
The wrap did turn out really
Yeah,
nice,
it was
and it
fantastic.
survived.
It survived.
That
It
was
did
That was
survive.
the shocking part.
It was, yeah.
But yeah, so our rocket name for this year, we're super excited to announce, is Aurora. So, we're from Duluth. A couple weeks ago, we actually saw one of the most spectacular light shows that I've seen in my life.
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
I saw like red in the sky, which is gorgeous. And so kind of inspired by the, location and all of that, we're gonna be Aurora this year. So
It's gonna be great.
our rocket design might be reflecting that.
Reflect, yeah.
We shall see what our art and design lead hooks up for us.
And I can't think of any reason why that name would cause our rocket to perform poorly. So it's
Right?
Yeah, I'm like, proud to see it.
Aurora, we somehow go into space.
Yeah, you go up,
Accidentally.
you go up, you see it, it's very pretty, and then you don't see it again for another year.
That's
Rocket goes into orbit, and it comes back down in a year.
There we go.
All right, so we're wrapping up here, but I just want to say thank you all so much for attending. I'm going to do like an actual spiel that people wrote down for me, but it's been a pleasure, and thank you to everyone who's donated.
Yeah.
Y'all are awesome.
Very fun.
extremely
Much thank you.
appreciated.
All right. So with that, I'm going to read out the spiel here. So thank you to all 3 groups today. These are the students your donations directly support.
Yep. And as we get ready for our motor test, now is a fantastic time for you guys to be donating. It really goes a long way.
Your support, it helps us buy like casings, fuel grains, avionics parts, everything that helps us have a safe and successful launch.
So thank you all for supporting Bulldog Rocketry.
With more than 100 students participating in the club, the Bulldog Rocketry team is bigger and better than ever with a bright future on the horizon.
This way again.
Like, I just need, like,
5, 4, 3, 2.
ready?
Good.
5.
UMD takes part in a national college rocket competition every June in New Mexico.
In the world of rocket motor tests, this was a good test.
The Bulldog Rocketry team is always pushing themselves to the limit.
We are trying to prepare ourselves to do a launch that goes to 100,000 feet. And that 100,000 foot shot is actually a test in itself so that we can eventually, hopefully in 6 or 7 years, be able to shoot to the edge of space.